All right, hi. I'm Matt Arthur. This is my volunteer. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alan Wood.
We agreed I can call you Alan?
Yep.
Okay, he's going to call me Matt. We've just been introducing ourselves and kind of getting familiar with the process, but we are ready to go here. So thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alan is a teacher at the school where I'm subbing at. We've kind of met a handful of times. We're acquaintances and stuff, and he was a willing volunteer. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is there, being that you're a volunteer and not seeking out counseling, is there anything that you have ideas that you want to talk about before we get into it? Or do you kind of want me just to explain the process first?
Yeah, I guess what I'm most interested in is learning maybe about eating a little bit more healthier than I have in the past and come up with some type of plan to do that.
Okay, so just simple nutritional advice?
Yep.
Cool. And Alan's a PE teacher. He's a coach as well, so he's a pretty active guy already. Not going to be a huge component in our process here today, but just so you know. So the process we're going to go through is pretty simple. I'm going to try to explain it to you here. I'm going to tell you about the design of the program, and my hope is that we'll be able to kind of work together to build on the skills that you have and the skills that I have in order to help you make those changes.
Absolutely.
Cool. So the general overview would be the purpose of these two sessions, normally it'd be at least 4, is for us to find a way to work together to just make simple lifestyle changes, dietary changes, and if you want to attain a desirable weight and maintain it. I'll introduce you to part of the nutritional assessment. There's a couple different things I'm going to show you. I have something for portion sizes. I have some websites that are really easy tracking devices. Or if you want to go old school, I have some 24-hour like food logs that I'm going to introduce you to too, that we're going to be using in the future.
Great.
So if you want to be able to write it down or you want to do electronic, it's up to you.
Okay.
The next process will be the educational component. I'm going to focus on familiarizing with a website called myplate.gov. It's actually made by the government. It's phenomenal. I was telling Alan it's what I follow. And a website, a tracker called Lose It that has an app. So it actually has all your breakdown of all your macronutrients, so it's really cool.
Okay.
The next part will be goal setting. I think we kind of came up with maybe we'll come up with a simple nutritional goal you try for a week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
And food management options. We'll just talk about making healthier food choices. We're not going to get too deep into it within 2 meetings.
Okay.
But that's always a simple way for people to improve their nutrition, is just making better management options. Yeah, so now that we've kind of gone over the basics, we want to explore the information you filled out. Is there anything you want to ask before we get into the forms you filled out?
Nothing that comes to my mind. I'm good.
Cool, thank you.
Okay.
I didn't even start that stopwatch, but good thing we got that there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go over your client assessment questionnaire, okay? And Alan was a great client. He filled out all this paperwork for me in advance, so this makes things really simple here. We don't have any medical conditions. Indicate blood relatives, no problems there. Complaints, bleeding gums. Is it from like brushing teeth, or you just kind of notice it sometimes?
Brushing teeth.
Yeah. Do you use tobacco? No. Do you stop smoking? Okay. Do you enjoy physical activity?
I do.
Yeah. So he's a PE teacher. I'm a PE teacher as well. So we share that common thing. We've got no food allergies, no intolerances. No serious prescriptions, that's good. Do you follow a special dietary plan? Nope. Have you ever, in general, just changed your eating patterns before to if you had a goal of losing weight, or you just kind of wing it?
I haven't really made any nutritional plans except for when I was in college, being an athlete. Because I would wrestle, and I was more of just fasting and limited calories, to when I was a college runner, where I was trying to keep, my physique was fairly not skinny like a distance runner, so I always had to I didn't eat less calories, and trying to eat chicken breasts and veggies, and that's the only thing I really pretty much planned on. But since college, it's pretty much what's ever available. And then when I'm in the grocery store, I might make a healthier option of a couple things I'm thinking about. But I don't really go to the grocery store with like a laid out detailed plan.
Okay, cool. And there's going to be stuff that I'm going to show you that makes it really easy too.
Right.
But I do feel your pain because I did the same thing. I starved myself. Rather than drink water, I sucked in ice cubes, and rather than
Same.
finding a better way to lose weight, I just starved myself in excercise. So
Yep.
not a good method either. I think I kind of broke my metabolism.
I feel yeah.
So in general, you eat once a day?
What's that?
It says you eat once a day.
Wait.
Do you eat at regular times each day?
Oh, regular time. So I was thinking, so like, I'll have like my breakfast. Sometimes I'll grab a bar or not, and then lunch I'll have at school, and then dinner. Sometimes it's like super late or like.
So
it's the only thing that's really consistent is my lunchtime. That's what I meant by.
Oh, okay. So you have one pretty much scheduled meal.
One
per day.
scheduled meal per day, and then the other time's just kind of whenever. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't sure because I do intermittent fasting, so I do I don't eat for like 18 hours, so I wasn't sure if that was what you were going for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not recommending that you have to do that. I'm
No,
just sure
I do that on accident sometimes. So like just not have breakfast.
Yeah, it's just a
for
personal
some
thing.
reason, yeah.
By no means am I encouraging it. We're
Right.
going to focus on what works for you here.
Great.
In general, you kind of like everything. There's not like anything on the list like nope.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much eat everything. The only thing that comes to mind is like sauerkraut would be something I'm not a fan of.
Oh, I love sauerkraut.
But it's been years since I've tried it, so maybe I give it another chance. But other than that, yeah, I'm up for any type of food.
Yeah, I like vinegary things, so that's why I like sauerkraut. You like steak? Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you drink alcohol 1 to 2 times per week? So that's socially.
Yeah, it's also
Changes you like to make, improve eating habits. That is definitely something we could focus on. Learn to manage weight, and that's definitely something. So we'll try to base whatever goal we make around those 2 things.
great.
Would like to set up a food plan. Oh, okay. You solved my problem for me. That's probably something we could focus on, and we can get a little more specific for it.
Okay, great.
You want a lot of structure, but freedom to select foods. You want to try the exchange system. Okay.
So I was like in between doing the top one
Sure.
and not to know exactly what to do.
So the tools, I don't mean to cut you off, the tools
Yeah.
that I'll be familiarizing you with will actually be ideal for the first one.
Okay.
The second one, I would have to, and it's fine, but I would basically have to go home and kind of prep that for you, and I could actually give that to you the next meeting.
Okay.
Whatever works better for you. And we'll get there. Just so think about that. The tools that I will show you would be very helpful for the first one,
Okay.
but I could certainly help you with the second one.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Yep.
Let's see what we have next here. I keep looking back at the camera to check time, sorry. Highest level education, bachelor's, employed, teacher, coach, and you teach,
I teach middle school PE,
and you coach.
cross country, track, and then strength and conditioning in the wintertime.
Okay, cool. Do you guys have a health class, nutrition class?
In 9th grade we do. We're 6th through 12 school, but in 9th grade we have a health and wellness class, but not for middle school.
Yeah, in their school, it's charter school, right? Is that how you get an independent charter school?
Independent charter, yeah.
Yeah, so they can kind of do things a little bit differently because they're not government funded, I think is the reason, right?
Correct.
All right, cool. And I sub at the same school with him, where he teaches. So how many people in your household? 3. Cool. You're single. You got a fridge, stove. Good, good. You make your food. You shop for your food. Nice. So I think that's important because that puts you completely in control.
Yes.
I know a lot of people like me. I do the shopping for me and my wife just because she would buy, sorry, Lauren, Cheetos and just like go crazy. But that's good because we could really help you pick your stuff then.
Great.
Do you use convenience foods daily? No. How often do you eat out? Twice a week? Okay.
And that's like, and it's like, is there a normal place? I think like it's like sometimes I'll go to like Dick's Burgers on my way home. It's never like just like.
So is it like more fast food oriented, or is it more or less you like will go out to a restaurant?
Probably out. So I'll probably do like Thai. I like Thai food.
There's an awesome Thai place across the street over here.
Nice. Yeah, I like Thai food. But it's like if I'm driving home and I realize if I'm thinking about it and I don't feel like going to the grocery store and I don't have anything in the house, I was like, well, I'll pick something up on the way home from work or whatnot.
Okay. And as you travel from, we're on Capitol First Hill, where the school is?
Yeah,
And
First
you
Hill,
go to
Capitol
North
Hill.
Seattle?
North Seattle, yeah.
Cool. All right. Where are we at next? Have you made any food changes in your life that you feel good about? This is more or less because one of the goals here is if you've had past successes, I want to be able to like at least help you use methods. Like from what I heard, what you told me, you obviously have experience with fasting and calorie restriction.
Yep.
Right. Is there any other methods you have implemented that were successful, or even ones that you tried where it was like total fail?
I actually haven't tried any methods, and I haven't made the commitment to like 100% put myself in any of those.
Okay. Are you familiar with different eating plans out there of like kind of pop culture or just general eating plans? Like one we will go over today is called DASH. It's the primary one recommended for just heart-related diseases. It's actually one I'm going to try because my dad and his family has a history of heart disease, so I'm actually going to try it myself, and I'm going to give you that today to look at too.
Okay.
So we'll familiarize you with some things, and we'll try to make some suggestions that fit into your eating patterns and things that you think you'll be successful at.
Okay.
Cool. And then, who could support you? Girlfriend and roommates?
Mm-hmm.
Are those the other two that you live with?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
So I have 2 roommates, and then I'm one of them, so it's...
There you go. All right. Yeah, a lot of times, do they cook too? Or are they?
Yeah, they both actually cook. I have a grill on our porch, so we do a lot of grilling too.
So would it be something where like, if like you guys all kind of tag teamed a meal together, you think you guys could pull it off?
I think so.
Yeah. Would they be, I mean, in a way, like, would they be willing to be like, hey, Alan, this is the way you're trying to eat, we'll do it with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
Especially one of them. Like he would,
Okay, cool.
he would be on, would be game to follow whatever plan I'm doing too.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, now at the school I used to work at, my best friend, we were coaches together and all that. We would kind of always do stuff together, and it actually helped me.
Mm-hmm.
The same way as you have a workout partner.
Right.
Like it's a nutritional partner.
Yep.
But that's good that we
Keeps
have
you
that.
accountable a little bit.
The accountability, I think, is the biggest thing, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So we're done going through the client assessment questionnaire. Do you have any questions that are clarifications for that?
No.
All right, well, thank you for filling out because that's going to help us.
Yeah.
The next one I want to take you to is we're going to go through your, do I want to go through food? No, I'm going to go through a typical day first.
Okay.
So a strategy that we've learned in our class is basically taking you through a typical day strategy. And it just has a lot of evidence behind it, so I want to tell you why I'm using it.
Okay.
And it's simple. And I'm going to take you through some guided questions, and we're not going to spend a ton of time, 5 to 8 minutes, but it helps me get a better idea. I've already got a pretty good idea about you, but this will help us a little bit.
Okay.
So can you take me through a typical day in your life so that I understand in more detail what happens? And I'm talking like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. You ain't got to get too personal. I'm just wondering, what decisions lead to your food choices?
Right.
So you can kind of go through your daily activity and then add the food in, or if you want to go in a sequential manner, whatever works for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, so I'll wake up and I always try to drink a glass of water right away. It's my understanding that would help with my metabolism a little bit, get that going, and also like not eat or drink anything for the 7 or 8 hours I'm sleeping, like get some water.
That's the one I help people try to come to grips with. Like, you have to understand you are waking up somewhat dehydrated. Like, imagine not drinking anything for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, yeah, that's like one of those, like the light bulbs, like,
Yeah.
So that's a very good way to start your day.
Yeah. If I have enough time, I'll make some coffee at the house and put it in a mug as I'm walking out the door. And if I have bars available, I'll grab it. If not, I don't really have breakfast at the house. And I'll just head into school. And then I probably won't eat until lunch at our school, which is around 11 to 12, somewhere in there. And I'm leaving my house probably around like 7 a.m. So around 11 or 12 is when I have lunch. It's whatever we have at the school. I don't do a good job of using our salad bar that much. And I don't have anything against it. I don't dislike veggies. I just don't know, like I get the food from the school and there's like the plate's already full of whatever there is, and I just don't add greens to it, which I should grab a bowl and maybe do some more green options, but I lack that. That's probably something I need to work on, I think.
Yeah, and same in my lifestyle too. I struggle with getting the greens in. But keep going. We've got you at about lunch.
Okay. And then we'll have practice for track and field around like 3:30. That goes to about 6:30.
You said 3:30 to 6:30?
Yeah, so we get back to school around 6:30. And then it'll take me about a half hour to get home, so around 7. And then I'll try to find something to cook if I have something in the house. I'd say my go-to is probably I have some chicken breast in the freezer that I'll start thawing out, and that takes probably like a half hour or so with like in warm water for me to be able to like grill it. So I'm typically eating dinner and I'll have some frozen like broccoli, and I'll put in like the microwave. It's probably like a go-to dinner for me. Or if a roommate's already made like pasta or something, he's a big pasta fan, so a lot of it's pasta in there. And so I'll eat around probably like 8 to 8:30 for dinner. I am drinking water throughout the day. I have a water bottle that I carry around. I try to have my students do the same thing there. I'm not a big dessert guy, so I don't eat a lot of ice cream or cake or cookies or anything like that. But
Oh, so like just sweets in general?
I mean, I don't buy them, and if there's I guess I would like if there's like M&Ms or Butterfingers or whatever, I like that stuff, but I don't buy it really.
If it's easily available.
If it's easily
there,
available,
yeah. I noticed that the lady at the front desk, one of the secretaries, she has like fresh bread every day, and I'm like, I want that so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not a dessert guy, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else? I'll go through and summarize and kind of review with you, but anything else that you can think of off the top of your head?
Sometimes I guess another go-to would probably be like those like frozen pizzas too.
Yeah.
Those are really easy.
What brand? Do you know?
It's kind of whatever's on sale.
Okay.
I don't have like a
No, that's fine.
go-to for myself, but it's just I buy those out of like knowing that it's going to be convenient when I get home just to turn the oven on, wait for it to warm, throw it in there, and not have to really do anything. So I think that's more of like a convenience and like thing as well.
Okay. So as far as you kind of clarifying things, I'm gonna kind of probe a little bit here and just get maybe some more specific information.
Okay.
So, because these are just things that people just forget about. I do, like food preparation.
Mm-hmm.
What am I putting into my coffee? What am I using to cook? Am I using a ton of butter? So I'm gonna look into that a little bit more.
Okay.
So you drink the water immediately. That's great. Coffee. Are you a cream and sugar guy? Or are you black?
I will do some cream, maybe occasionally some sugar, but normally it's just a little bit of milk or cream in the coffee, and that's pretty much what I just go with.
And then cream, are you using what type of cream? Are you using half and half? I use whipping milk sometimes, which is not good. It's very high in fat. But is there a specific type you go for?
At my house we have half and half in our refrigerator. At school, if I get coffee there, I'll go with just the cold milk to kind of cool down the coffee as I do it.
Okay. And the breakfast, you said, what are they, protein bars that you'll have sometimes?
They're the green that have the two little green packaging, has two like little pieces inside of them. Nutritional.
The brand is it more of a, like I said, is it protein centered, or is it like a meal replacement, or is it meant for snacking? Like, do you know what it's for?
It's more, there's like probably more of a,
or just a general breakfast bar?
Just a general breakfast
Okay.
bar.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is if I'm at the store, I'll just grab whatever's on sale as well, or if there's deals with like 2 for 1 or something, I'll just grab those.
Okay.
Just to get something out the door kind of thing.
Cool.
I don't look at the nutritional facts or like what it's doing for me just yet.
No, the nutritional facts aren't easy to.
Yeah.
They're not, I get confused by it still.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so is there any snacking in between that breakfast bar and lunch around 11 to 12?
Normally, no, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you eat salad, so this is where a lot of people sometimes add a lot of extra calories, or they're not even getting nearly the amount they think they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of curious, I noticed they had spinach, they had a really good like spinach and something else, somewhere like green. What types of things are you putting on there?
If I'm grabbing the salad, the lettuce, or I'll probably I'd go with just whatever the mixed greens are typically, and then I'll put on like black olives and cheese.
Okay. What kind of cheese? Whatever's
It
available.
looks whatever available. It looks like it's like cheddar. Looks like it's like cheddar.
Okay.
And I'll put I like vinaigrette, so I'll put vinaigrette on there.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of the salad dressings like ranch or blue cheese or any of that. Like I do like blue cheese, but I don't put that in on my salad really. Vinaigrette with it, and that's a conscious decision I make. Like, well, this is probably healthier
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that that's something we can definitely build on, making recommendations, because a lot of people struggle. They like the really fat, creamy sauces.
Yeah.
So the fact that you are already making that conscious decision for vinaigrettes is huge. That's a good lunch. I like it. I mean, it looks like maybe you get some protein in there, but otherwise that's very healthy.
Okay.
So then you eat lunch, and I'm just going to ask a few more questions about this. At 12, track 3:30 to 6:30. You're just drinking water in between, or is there other stuff?
Yeah, just my water bottle that's with me at practice. So.
Okay. And then get home at 7. And as far as preparing your food in general, I just wrote down chicken breast. But if you're gonna cook, are you using a cooking oil? Are you using butter? Are you using margarine? Whatever's available.
Yeah, I will. So I'll like use like salt, and pepper, and some like lemon pepper on it, and then near the end I'll melt a little bit of butter and pour it on there a little bit as it's on the grill. Like,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You said that in the grill, so you're not in a pan.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you don't even.
Yeah, if I do steaks, I'll put like a little bit of butter on both steaks, and then kind of like use a spoon to kind of like.
Okay. If you were to do like cook something else on the stove, generally, or do you use an oil or would you use a butter?
I would generally use oil, olive oil is what we use.
So maybe like butter for meats, and then olive oil for everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Okay.
Just because I like the way butter tastes.
Yeah. Same.
Olive oil for everything else, and then desserts, not really a thing.
Yeah.
And this is more out of curiosity because I didn't realize a lot of times when I would drink socially, the drink itself, the type of caloric content. So you doing like, is it beer? Is it a mixed drink? Just because a lot of times there's a lot of hidden calories in those.
Yeah, I say more beer probably.
Okay.
I think I go like IPAs a lot. I do like stouts too.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
It's huge out here.
It is. Yeah, it's huge out here.
Seattle, or Washington, the state of Washington, I think they said is responsible for like 75% of all hops used in the country. So IPAs and stuff like that are very popular out here. That kind of wraps that portion, kind of the typical day up, which is good because I got a lot more details. And I think that helps a lot too because people, they don't consider the salt or the pepper. Or a lot of people will use like pre-made seasonings that are incredibly high in salts, or they use pre-made vinaigrettes and marinades and they don't realize it. Or like, oh yeah, I use a dollop of butter to start, and then I put another dollop in the middle, and then I use another dollop of butter at the end to top it off. People just don't always think about that.
Okay.
So, any questions regarding it, or anything you want to add in terms of like what your typical day is, or do you feel pretty good about that?
I feel pretty good about that.
All right. Thanks. Like I said, that info is definitely going to be useful.
Cool.
Now, the next form I have for you here is going to be a 24-hour recall form. So the question is, which one is it? No, these are extras. Here we are. All right. So what I'm going to do, or what we're going to do, is we're going to go through and basically, in the best way that we can, very similar to what we just talked about, what you ate. If you want to say yesterday, or if you want to pick, like, in general, this is my day as a template. And then we're going to write it down, and we're just going to kind of see where that puts you in comparisons. Now, this recall form is based off of a government tool that they use, so the recommendations that they have. This isn't one that I'll specifically use, but this helps us just kind of see where you're at.
Okay.
Okay? So I want to make sure we got that. Where's form 4? Okay, that's the food frequency questionnaire. I got that. Okay, so the morning, you said you start with, what would you say, like a 12-ounce glass of water?
Yeah.
Do you use like flavorings or anything?
I don't.
Just straight up? Okay. I got really obsessed with that Mio thing when it first came out.
Yeah.
It was delicious, but then I didn't read like scientific evidence against it. But then I was reading all these things like, oh, it's secretly making you fat and killing you. And I was like, oh, okay, I won't do it. Now, a breakfast bar, you said that's do you think it's got a mix of, I know you said you didn't look at the nutritional info too much, but generally I think, I haven't eaten them in a long time, they usually have a good amount of protein and then like a pretty standard amount of carbs and fats. Is that I think that's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to eat those a lot in college. That was my go-to. So that's going to be a little bit of everything. And then for lunch, that's typically your next meal.
Yeah.
Because if you had to say 4 out of the 7 days per week, you probably don't snack in between.
I would say that's accurate, yeah, because I just grab one out the door, I don't have any on me.
Okay. So lunch, we were saying salad, right?
Yeah, like, I do have salad a lot of times, but I think I could do it more often. So a lot of it is just whatever the cafeteria has.
And they're pretty good though. They usually give you a protein. I'm trying to think. The cafeteria, the teachers and the students all eat in the same cafeteria. It's a really good cafeteria. But I think they actually do. They always have like a meat, a vegetable. They have kind of one of every food group, right?
Yep.
All right. So
they do a good job of that.
So in general, then just the cafe lunch would be about probably what? I'm trying to think of the meat that they usually give. It's probably about 2 ounces. Do you eat fruit at lunch?
Fruit? No.
Okay.
I guess I'll grab an apple maybe once a week or something, but that's about it.
And then the veggies we got for salad. So, and then what were the vegetables that you'll put on?
Black olive.
Black olives, cheddar, vinaigrette,
Mm-hmm.
and that. Okay. Any sort of nuts or anything on there?
I'll put those sesame seeds sometimes.
Sesame seeds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what those are called? Wait.
Or the sunflower seeds?
Sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds, okay.
Sunflower seeds.
All right, so we're getting, if you have the lunch, you're getting some veggies, you're getting, actually you get a lot of veggies there, and then with your vinaigrettes, you're getting some oils. And then your standard cafe lunch, then you're getting, it looks like a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So mix that, and then generally you don't really have a snack in between then and dinner?
Generally, yeah.
Okay, so it puts you at home. Like I said, a good fallback meal for you is chicken breast.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to, it's kind of like, for me, it's, if I'm like feeling like want to cook and all that, like I'll definitely get that. I'll take it out of the freezer and I'll put it in some warm water and let it sit in like a bowl or whatever in the sink for a while.
All right, well then just in general, what you would have, what we'd say more often than not, what your go-to meal is, so then we'll try to break that down a little bit. Do you want to go with the pizza or do you want to go chicken?
Probably pizza more than.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know the brand?
I don't. It's whatever. I guess it's more of it's DiGiorno. Probably DiGiorno pizza is probably the most frequent pizza I get. It's whatever's on sale.
So, are you sausage, cheese, meat?
I typically go with like meat lovers.
Okay.
Pepperoni sausage.
How many slices would you say you have?
I probably eat about half of it, so four slices.
Okay, about half. 4 slices, about half. Pizza. Cool. And then is that it? Or do you like have a side? Do you have a snack with it?
Normally I just drink just water.
Okay.
I do like to drink Coke, but I don't buy it that often. Try to stay away from the sugars and whatnot, but if I have Coke, I'll have some, but mostly it's water.
Okay. So, looking at like a general day, what we've gone through. I got in the morning, I'm going to add in a coffee. So in the morning, in general, you probably have about 12 ounces of water. You make a coffee with some cream and sugar. Some days yes, some days no.
Yep.
Sometimes, based upon availability, you'll have a breakfast bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and one thing that it sounds like too, based upon what you said, if the good things are available, you'll eat them.
Yes.
Like if the fruit's there, you'll eat it. Or if the vegetables, I am terrible with cooking vegetables. I buy them and they go bad. I don't know why, and I do it every week, and I'm like, I did it again. But a lot of people will use, like for fruits, they'll have a fruit bowl, and they put 14 servings in the beginning of the week, and they know by the end of the week if that bowl's empty, they met their quote. You know, they hit their recommendations. That's like a real simple thing people do. Like even like you said with the breakfast bars, if you find them to be healthy, have what you need for the week, and then once your box is done, we got to go back. Just to make sure, it's just more of a visual reminder. So we got water, breakfast bar. For salad, for lunch, you either go with the salad with olives, cheddar cheese, vinaigrette, sometimes the nuts or the sunflower seeds, and other times you get the cafeteria lunch, which I think generally is a pretty good mixture of everything: grains, fruits, veggies, or at least you have the option to.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And that's the important thing. So again, if the options are there,
Mhm.
that's good for you.
Yes.
Because you're seem opportunistic in your nutrition. Like you know what's good for you, and if it's available, okay. But if not, dinner then, frozen pizza, DiGiorno meat lovers, give or take 4 slices, roughly half the pizza, another glass of water. Is there a typical snack or anything after that, or is that about it?
That's about it.
Because it seems like really low.
It is
Your
low.
total calories. So you do generally have a low caloric intake.
I do.
Okay. Would you be able to estimate what you think it's near?
I would not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I have no, I haven't done any calculations, but just based off it, it seems pretty low if that's your typical intake.
I would say that would be pretty accurate. Yeah.
Okay. So then that's something we can work on. So there's that form filled out. That's the next one. Cool. And then, with the chicken, you said you will use like salt and pepper and some butter. That's really about it?
Yeah.
Some seasonings?
There's some seasonings in it.
Okay. So the next one we're going to get into, unless you need to take a break or go to the bathroom or something.
I'm good.
Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. Hold on. Oh, I wonder if it'll continue. We'll stick with it. Never mind. I'll hold it. So next thing we want to do is review the food frequency questionnaire, which Alan already filled out for us, so this is kind of helpful. We'll go through this here. So on a daily basis, you think get about 2 servings per day of a refined grain. So that's like your general white breads and stuff like that, and maybe 1 serving of a whole grain. So where do you get your refined grains from? Is that from sandwiches and pastas and cereals?
Yeah, so I mean, like sometimes our cafeteria will have like breads,
Yeah.
like they go with the pastas and whatnot,
And then the pizza too.
and then the pizza. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of what I want.
Whole grains are used at, will you sometimes choose like a whole grain bread or a whole grain pasta? Or what is the whole grain? Where's that coming from?
Like the rice.
Rice, okay.
Yeah, the rice, like because we have a lot of rice. It feels like in our cafeteria.
All right. Vegetables, never or rarely. Okay. Is there any vegetable that you've ever enjoyed? I know for some people the answer is no, and for some people it's like, no, actually.
Yeah. I like.
Or a special way it was cooked.
I do like avocados. I do like cucumbers. I do like probably my favorite salad is a Caesar salad, but it seems like there's a ton of dressing in it.
Caesar salad?
Yeah.
It tastes so good. Yeah, it can be based upon, because they have like an oil-based Caesar, and they also have a creamy-based one. The oil one's going to be, it's made with plant oils, which are going to be better for you versus just the real creamy other stuff.
Okay.
But it's good. The oils will probably have you better off with like better calories for you in a health fact. Fruits, you say about 2 servings per day. What would be your go-to fruit?
Probably an apple. My roommate's been buying those little tiny oranges.
Oh, cuties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those lately. So, like this morning, I had one right before I left the house. Just grabbed one of those.
Okay.
But they got in our cafeteria. We have bananas and apples there, and it's not like an everyday thing. So maybe I should have done per week. But
I'll do 1 to 2 per day,
yeah,
but pretty rare.
and that's like during like lunch. So that'd be a part of lunch. It won't be like during the. I want to do it.
Oh.
I probably just do it in a snack, but I'll grab it like in the cafeteria.
Yeah. So, want to say 3 to 4 times per week?
That's probably accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about that, and it adds up just a little bit more maybe.
Yeah.
Dairy, you get about 3 servings per day. From ice cream, milk, cheese, okay.
Like milk, and there's cheese. Yeah, because I'll do milk with my coffee, and then sometimes I'll have a glass of milk with lunch, but normally it's water. But these probably be more like weekly things and actually daily things. Now that I'm like thinking about it,
About 3 servings per week?
probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. And the other one here, whole milk, regular cheese. Oh, that's just the type of cheese or milk you use.
Yeah.
So about 5 servings of dairy per week then versus per day?
Yes.
Okay. Your meat, you got about 2 servings a day of a lean meat and 2 servings per day of a high-fat meat.
Yeah, so it says like 3 ounces. So I was wondering, like, so my chicken breasts are about this big. I don't know if that what that.
Portion size, I will have a thing, but in general, like a good portion size would be like a 3-ounce piece of meat of steak is actually like a little bit bigger than a deck of cards. So it's not a very big piece of meat,
Yeah.
you know, and people are very surprised by that. But all I had was an 8-ounce steak. Well, that's based upon what nutrition is broken down. A serving of meat is 3 ounces, you know. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm getting a big ribeye. You're getting 4 or 5 servings, you know. Even with chicken, like I buy chicken breasts that are twice the size of when I look up what a serving is.
Yeah.
So this is probably frequently underestimated.
Okay.
Do you want to change that, or do you think that's still about right? 2 servings for each per day.
I mean, yeah. So like the chicken breasts, or like,
Because basically you're saying you get about 4 servings of meat per day, which put you about 12 ounces of some sort of meat.
so it's probably less than that.
A little bit less? Okay. So let's say 1 to 2 for both.
Yeah.
So 1 to 2 servings per day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Nuts, seeds, dry beans, 2 servings per week. So is it probably with the salad?
With the salad, yeah.
We could get that for you right there.
Yeah, I was just looking at the examples there, the serving sizes. So, yeah, I mean, I do enjoy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but I haven't made one in
I
several
love
weeks.
it too. I love
Yeah.
peanut butter and jelly late night.
Yeah.
My wife goes to bed. So with salad. And you feel accurate with about 2 servings per week?
Yeah.
Fats and oils, so you said about 2 servings per week. So the ones you indicated that I know, when you make chicken breasts to cook or steak, use, would you eat like a small slice, like a dollop?
Yeah,
I'd
I'd be
say.
like, yeah, just like a little dollop to
Okay.
let it melt on top of the meat.
And then the oils, so 2, I think based off what we said, 2 servings per week might be a little bit low. Do you think because how many times per week would you say you maybe cook chicken?
Out of like 5 days, it'll be 2 to 3 times probably.
Okay, okay.
I've actually all 7 days of the week, probably like 2 or 3.
So you think about 2 to 3 servings per day then? Versus per week?
Well,
Or
like it's probably like 2 to 3 days a week.
Oh,
I
I see
will,
what you're
yeah, grill or cook on the stove. Because if I make a pizza, that'll be like my dinner for 2 nights in a row. Like
Yeah, half one night, half the other.
yeah.
I'm gonna say then, because you're somewhere probably in between, I would say then about a serving a day.
Okay.
I think would be safe based upon that.
Okay.
Sweets, you said you got about 2 servings per week. You mentioned it earlier. I don't think I took note of it. What was this?
The sweet would probably be like a soda, probably.
Okay. And Coke?
Coke, yeah.
Is it Diet Coke or regular Coke?
Regular Coke.
Okay. And last one, alcohol. So you drink socially, so you have a couple drinks on a Friday and a couple drinks on a Saturday.
Right, it'd be probably like from like 2 to 4 drinks, probably.
And you said like beer, right? Stouts and IPAs.
It's beer and stouts, yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any questions then about the food frequency questionnaire?
No.
No? All right. So yeah, if we were looking at the amounts of what I'm seeing you at, I'll be able to make some better recommendations.
Okay.
Because it looks so far, we haven't officially analyzed it, but your calories look a little bit low from your questionnaire here. Your veggies, you openly admit you don't like them. So anything, I think, adding anything is an improvement. Not that, I'm saying what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
But if you're eating none, I think we could fill a couple in
Absolutely.
throughout the week.
Yeah.
Especially if you eat salad. That's the easiest. That's how I sneak most of mine in. Because I am not a vegetable guy. I hate to say it. Fruits, 3 to 4 servings per week isn't bad.
Okay.
But the tool I'll show you, it'll give you a better recommendation. I think you do a good job with that. Dairies, you do a good job. I think meats, I think a lot of people eat way more meat. I think yours appears to be pretty on track. Improvements can be made, but I like that you kind of have something from every category though. A lot of people will like be stacked up. They get all their calories from like pastas and fats or meats and butter. And though the amounts per day might not be per recommendation, you at least are getting something of everything a little bit. So those are all good things to build from.
Okay.
Okay? Next part then. What do we have? We do the totals on the bottom of 5.3. Oh, 5.3 right here. So this portion we're going to try to kind of give you. I basically just gave you feedback, but I'm going to get into some of the tools that I think are have been recommended via the classes I'm taking, some things I've found on my own, and things that I employ in my own life, and they're very helpful. Do you think, like, I don't know you too well. Are you a tech guy? I mean, as a teacher, you have no choice, I think. So if I were to give you like websites, is that something you can interact with easily?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the things I really want to show you then are the ones that I've used for my class for myself. The one is it's by the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture. They have what's called the DRI calculator, and that's daily reference intake, and breaks down things way more than most people are interested in, but I always kind of like to tell people, because I know some people like more, some people like less, but it's just cool to see where you're at. Because this website, you're able to put all your information in, and it specifies it for you. And it's based off of, the nutritional standards that the United States Department of Agriculture has set forth. The next one is probably my favorite one. It's called myplate.gov. This is an improvement upon, are you familiar with our old government-issued eating ways?
Yeah, because I think when I was in college, I think that, I don't know if it was back when it was going on back then, or just, it sounds familiar, and I don't know why.
Yeah, because I just remember, like, in high school, there was the food pyramid. And then when I was in college, which was about the same time as you, the pyramid, rather than being stacked, I remember they broke it down this way. Now what they're using is called MyPlate, and it's based on your size, your body type, your age group, and it's more focused on this is the amount of servings that you need of this.
Okay.
It's a better, much more interactive experience. And then the tracking tool I'm going to recommend for you, just again because I've used it successfully. People in my classes given it to friends, and they've actually used it successfully. It's really easy because it helps you just kind of plug it in, and you can save items. So like if you eat the same stuff repeatedly, just boom, 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 plug it in. But it actually gives you a breakdown, like your proteins, your carbs, your fats, if in the future that's something you're interested in. Yeah. It seems more along the lines of you want to focus on just improving maybe your diet. Yeah. And we're not there yet, and that's fine. Yeah. But that's always something you can look for in the future too. Okay. So you want to go through this? Yes. Okay. So like I said, the very first one is called, I don't want to block my face here, so the DRI calculator. Mm-hmm. Open a new window. These are all the forms I had to print out. That was fun. So the DRI calculator is right here. So I'm using the USDA DRI calculator results. I'm gonna have Alan put his information here. Okay. So Alan's gonna put his gender, his age, his height, his weight, and then he'll select his activity level. And this is nice because back in the day, it's all I did by hand. Mm-hmm. But handy dandy little algorithms and such. How many days per week would you say, outside of your normal job, because I know with PE you're active because you participate with the kids and stuff, how many days per week do you exercise on your own, would you say?
I would say I probably run with them 2 to 3 days a week. Okay. After during track practice, then I'll maybe lift 1 day a week. Okay, so about 3 days per week? Yeah. Good, that's good. All right, so Alan put his stuff in here. I'm just gonna read it out. So, are you familiar, I don't want to make any assumptions, but are you familiar with what BMI is and how it's calculated? A little bit. Okay, so in general, it's not my favorite tool, especially for someone like both of us, who are you're much taller than I am, but we're shorter and stockier with some muscle on them. And BMI is a great guide for indicating where you might be. Personally, I think my BMI is 27, which would fall on the overweight to almost obese scale. But it's not super accurate in terms of specific to the body type. Yeah. So, it tells us something. You're at a 28.9.
So it tells us where you would fall on that scale,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't. It doesn't have your body fat percentage. It just doesn't know your muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tool that gets too much attention, in my opinion, but can be useful.
Yeah.
Recommended daily needs. Now they base this off of your height, your weight, and your activity level. So you chose active.
Mm-hmm.
So your recommended intake would be about almost 3,300 calories per day, which is way more than what I think you're getting.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And now the rest of this, then, this is the part that I love as a counselor, a nutrition guy,
Mm-hmm.
but might not be something you're interested in. But it will give you your recommendations for your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. Just so you know, this is a tool that can really be utilized if you're looking to really get things in order, because it gives you all your recommendations for your vitamins and also all your recommendations for your minerals.
Okay.
I kind of focus right here. And then if I have time, I'll look at the vitamins and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that something you think you could work with that would be beneficial to you?
Yeah.
If I gave you the website?
Yeah, I think it'd be beneficial. I think the problem I would have only is I would never, just looking at here, when I look at this, what I see is, okay, I'm supposed to have more carbohydrates than proteins.
Mm-hmm.
And then this comparison that way, but when it says 369 grams to 53 grams compared to 73 to 128, I don't really know what that even means.
I hear you. So
but I know it just shows me that it's okay, about double carbohydrates
right.
and proteins.
So, and this is why I'm using a couple tools. The myplate.gov
Mm-hmm.
doesn't use grams and ounces. It'll say you need this many servings, and then they'll tell you what's in the serving.
Okay.
So this is a tool that I like people to know they have.
Yeah.
And they can use it in conjunction with these other two.
16 cups of water.
Yeah, that's a pretty, click it. You can click the info button. That's a pretty general recommendation for somebody who's active.
Okay.
So that's why I just hammer water all day. I don't know how many cups I have, but I know I have a lot.
And
it's probably not 16 though.
Do we know how many
Ounces?
what they refer to as a cup?
Um,
It's just a cup,
I think it's 8 ounces. It's
okay.
either 8 or 12 ounces.
Okay.
I'll get more specific
I see.
information for you.
Okay.
So the next website I want to show you then is the myplate.gov. It gives, again, it doesn't know your body fat. It doesn't know all the specifics, but it takes your height, your weight, your activity level, and it will have, in my opinion, great recommendations.
Okay.
Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah.
Okay. Just type in myplate.gov. These are all things that I can definitely share with you, the links and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're gonna do, so we're on to the home page here. You're just gonna go ahead and you want to, I don't wanna click a food group. Let's see.
So it's
Oh, I think it was the wrong website, sorry. Oh no, they changed it. I was just on this website 2 days ago.
okay. So my
Oh, here we go.
plan.
So my plate plan is more specifically what it is.
Okay.
So where you're gonna go ahead, just plug your information in. So this one asks for age, sex, and physical activity. I like this one for the recommendations for portion sizes, and there's a lot of information that you could probably even use to help with if you ever have to teach health and nutrition in your PE classes too. It's an awesome resource. I would say you easily are at 30 to 60 just by being a PE teacher. That's a
Yeah.
safe bet. All right, so it tells for 2,600 calories to achieve a healthy weight or 3,000 to maintain your current weight. I'm gonna leave this up to you. Which one do you want to look at?
I do with the plan. I do have that. Yeah, I do want to lose some weight as well.
Yeah, so to achieve the healthy weight is gonna then,
Be the better option.
well, that's gonna give you a better chance at it. If your goal is to lose weight, if that's something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you scroll down, this literally tells you
Oh.
so you need 2 cups of fruits per day, 3.5 cups of veggies, 9 ounces of grains, 6.5 ounces of proteins, and 3 cups of dairy.
Okay.
And then the nice thing is when you click, because that's like, wow, what is that? You click on the 2 cups, there's a whole breakdown of
What counts?
tables for age groups And like what you were saying, the parts where you get confused on, well, this gives you a better idea of that.
Okay.
Okay. And then I do have another thing that has portion sizes that will I'll give you before you leave too.
Okay.
Because I knew you said you struggled with like what is a chicken breast. But this is good. I actually bought. I'm kind of crazy. I bought a food scale because I was like, this was in not even a month ago, but I was like, I need to be able to listen to my own advice. And the only way where I know I can is I bought the scale. So I bought the scale, and actually, I'm not saying this is for everyone. It makes it so much easier for me. For like 2 to 3 days, I weighed everything, but now I know about what everything is.
Mm-hmm.
So now anytime I enter, I don't know if I'm still on the screen, when I have a new food group, I'll weigh it. But after a couple of times, you have a pretty good idea. And it was like one of those things like on Amazon, top product for under $30.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying you got to do that, but that was something I found easy because I know people still want to know what's 3 ounces of meat. You know, it's still hard to see if you can't see it in front of you.
Right.
It would actually probably be about two of these stopwatches side by side. You know.
That's about 3 ounces.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller than people realize. But that's that website. So I think it's fantastic, but that's just me.
Okay.
And then the last one will be Lose It. This is what I'm going to recommend you use for tracking. Do you want to use paper and pencil, or do you want to use technology?
I can do technology.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to sign them in here because we're wrapping up with time. Getting down to it, I'm just going to show it to them. It's very simple. You just add food, boom. And what happens is it breaks down all your nutrients for you.
Oh, cool.
And I'll provide you with this link, okay?
Great.
So those 3 things, at least 2 of the 3 I think you would look forward to use.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Is there any questions you have about that?
No?
All right. Then what we want to do now is we kind of just want to see where you are in terms of your readiness.
Mm-hmm.
So this graphic that I have in my paper here somewhere, it's that one I showed you right before we started. That one tool.
Oh, the check marks about the being ready or...
Yeah, the one to assess your readiness.
Yeah.
Okay, right here. Okay. So there's 3 levels. Okay. Level 1, level 2, level 3.
Okay.
Level 1, you're not. You know, that's just not something I think you are. But I am going to show you the graphic. So what this gives you is 1 to 10, and then you kind of feel out where you are, and
Okay.
I can indicate then. So the goal is like, for me, what would be your readiness level towards making a nutritional change
I think it's...
on this scale?
I would say it'd be close to a 9 or 10.
Close to a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, I'm like...
And you're already physically active too.
Mm-hmm.
So based upon what we were going through
Yeah.
in our meeting here today, and off of that, I think you are at least a level 2, maybe a level 3. So where do you think, based on that scale? So if you said you're like a 9 to 10.
Yep.
That would have you at a level 3.
Okay.
And I actually think you're ready to make, because you have the knowledge, you got the tools. Now it's just a matter of doing it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So then my question for you is, based off of what you know, I think you have a phenomenal knowledge of what's good for you. I think you have a knowledge of the physical activity that you need to do. It's just a matter of making a decision.
Yes.
Right? So I want to praise you for all that, because most people aren't even there yet. That's why we have different kind of options of where we go with this. I just want to make a simple goal if that's something that you might want to consider doing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what? So do you want a goal that you're prepared to make? One that you have in mind already? We kind of referenced it earlier too. What do you think?
I think maybe come up with one. In my mind, it's like I want to be eating healthier, maybe add 2 more days of just kind of doing a little more physical activity outside of school. Just have a meal plan.
Okay, so we definitely indicated you're low on your intake of vegetables and low on your intake of fruits.
Yeah.
I think those are 2 things that are simple, but I want it to be measurable. You know, you want it to be very specific. You want to be able to measure it. If you've heard of a SMART goal in teaching, you want to be able to assess it. You want to be able to reward yourself, and do we have a timely manner? So we're reaching the end here, but we're gonna meet in about a week and a half to what works best for you.
Great.
And after utilizing those tools that we just went through there, and we're gonna make a goal here and develop a little bit of an action plan. You'll put it in place, and the next meeting we'll kind of talk about those things.
Okay.
Okay. Now, your goal specifically, do you want to work towards, because the two things that you are missing in general would be fruits and veggies. Which do you have a preference? Which one do you want to try to add in? Do you want to try to add both of them in?
I'll try to add both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your idea of having apples or oranges or something like in a bowl, like
A fruit bowl?
Yeah, I think a fruit bowl. I think that'd be something that'd be beneficial.
Yeah. So and then we could base that off of your myplate.gov. So it's telling you to get how many fruits per day? 2 cups per day.
2 cups.
So then you can just determine play that out over 7 days. How many do I need? So your goal then, I think, this is pretty easy, to purchase. Do you want to shop? Do you shop 1 day a week, 2 days a week?
I think once every other week probably.
Okay, so once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I try.
So if with the fruit, because it can go bad,
Yeah.
you might make an effort to try to shop once a week for at least fresh stuff.
I could do that.
Okay, so we're going to combine this. You tell me how this works. Let's make your goal then here for the next week. You're going to shop for this week, and then you're going to meet based off of your myplate.gov 2 cups per day.
Okay.
And I can show you more after the interview too. But you will determine what's the correct amount for you,
Okay.
and then you'll just put those in the bowl. And then your goal is by the end of the week that bowl should be empty.
Sounds good.
If some days you eat more, great. If some days you eat less, great. But the goal is by the end of the week, by the time we meet next.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is to write that goal down. We only got a couple minutes here left, but that way you know specifically what it is, and I'm not pretending it's something it's not. And then let's incorporate. So eat fruits every day, 2 cups. But so here's what I want your goal to be. I want it to be behavior change. I'm sorry I didn't focus on that.
Yeah.
So your goal is going to be to purchase a week's worth of fruit. This would be from my perspective, and you can add to it. Purchase a week's worth of fruit, and by the end of the week, that bowl is empty. And I'll leave it up to you what kind of fruit you want.
Okay.
So what Alan's writing right now, he's got eat fruit every day, 2 cups a day,
Purchase a week worth of fruit.
and the goal is for the bowl to be empty by the end of the week. So he's able to, it's specific enough to its fruit. I'm gonna let him choose what he wants to buy: strawberries, bananas, apples. He already eats apples. He is going to purchase enough for the week, fill the bowl up. I would say don't force yourself, but just know that's your visual reminder.
Yeah.
And your goal is 2 cups. That's a pretty good goal. I actually didn't think that was gonna be the goal we're gonna come up with, but that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I mean, I can have the bowl right. My dining table's kind of like when you walk in the front door.
Yeah.
So I walk by that.
Location's huge.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so Alan's goal then, we get to wrap up. He's gonna buy enough fruit today, tomorrow here, the next day he goes shopping, and the next time we meet, his goal is gonna be able to eat all of the fruit in that bowl, and it's gonna be specifically the amount that is for him. And we'll talk about it next time.
Great.
Cool. And then to close out here, first of all, thank you for everything. I really do appreciate it. He's a volunteer. He didn't seek me out. I had to seek him out. So it's not like he had ideas coming into this. So thanks a lot. I really do appreciate it. I really do think, I'm not for the sake of the assignment, I think your knowledge is your best friend right now. You know the things you're supposed to do.
Okay.
And based off of the tools that we've gone through together and just the discussions we have, I think we got at least good enough to get to a second session to see what progress can be made.
Great.
Are you cool with meeting a second time then?
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll meet in a week, and then we'll talk about the plans that we made.
Okay.
I will reach out to you to make the specific date, but the last thing I did want to give you then was right here. We talked about his physical activity earlier. He is a PE teacher, so he's automatically probably physically active, very physically active 2 to 3 times per week. And then he works out an additional 2 to 3 times on his own.
Yeah.
Where he'll run with the kids and then he'll weightlift once per week. So all I want to do then is give you this physical activity readiness questionnaire. Next time we'll talk about it. If you have interest in planning or implementing something maybe even a little bit more, I'm totally happy with it.
Okay.
But what we'll need you to do is to fill out this questionnaire so that way I can assess where you're at.
Great.
Okay?
Yep.
You have any questions regarding that?
Nope.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool, man.
Yep.
All right.